Heyo, wanted to make a quick video to call out one of the most useful resources for practicing Chameleon Twist 2, which is the practice ROM. Shoutouts to Rain Shoes for this, I will link to it below. That will get you the BPS file, which then you can use to patch the ROM. There's a lot of resources out there on how to do that. And then you can load it onto an EverDrive or play it on an emulator. And when you boot it up, it'll look just like a normal Chameleon Twist 2 ROM. You'll even have your files here if you have like a controller pack in. And from this, you can actually go into one of the menus, which is when you do Start plus A, it'll pull up this menu. This has like a lot of debug type stuff here that you can play around with, but mostly relevant is this top option. You use the D-pad to navigate through this menu, and you can go between all the stages, like the training rooms and the bosses, and you can even go to like the second section of a particular level. So let's just load into Toyland. You just hit A, and then it'll load that up. And when you're in a level, you'll notice in the bottom left, it displays the zone that you're in, as well as the speed that the Chameleon is going at. So you can kind of see how fast you're going and where you're at in the level. And then within the level, you can pull up another menu, which is R plus C down. And within this menu, you have a lot of different options. So you can kind of turn off that speed display, turn on a position display. This one is a big one, which is the power-up lock. So this is what power-ups do when you collect them. So you can have it set to normal, so it's just, random 1 out of 8. Or you can lock it, so maybe you want only speed up. This is really the option that you're going to use the most, so that every time you collect a power-up, it'll be a speed up. And then this menu has more stuff if you do D-pad right. So there's an option for an FPS counter, lag frames. You can turn off that show zone display, turn on infinite health. And then if you hit D-pad right one more time, this menu is super helpful. So you can go between the different zones of a level, use R plus D-pad left and right to kind of iterate through the zones. So if we go to zone 10, and here we can even see, I set my power-up lock earlier, right, to speed up. So when I collect this, it's gonna be a speed up. And one thing that you can do as well is D-pad left will save a state, and then D-pad right will load that state. So you could like save state here as you collect this power-up, and then practice your speed up movement. That's one thing that is super helpful to have this practice ROM for. And one other thing that I'll just call out real quick is through this like Start plus A menu, you can kind of go to each of the bosses. And this is pretty helpful because if you like save stated during a boss, oftentimes you'll get the same luck every time. But if you go from this A plus Start menu, you will get kind of different luck each time. So that's nice for practicing, and you even have a timer at the bottom to see how you're doing. Oh, and one more thing is that L will just hover in the air. So I think that's all there is to cover. If you have any questions, join the Chameleon Twist Discord and ask there.